Hey everyone, welcome to season 2 of STEM Time with Navya and Aishwarya. We are your hosts, Navya.
And Aishwarya.
So before we start on today's episode, let's learn a fun fact and go over our agenda for today. So today we're going to be talking about John von Neumann, who is very well known and still stands to be one of the most important and respected men in the computer science field. He played a major role in developing and evolving computers and their importance, so we thank him for his contributions. So now on to a fun fact about him.
Well, a fun fact about him is that he could joke in classical Greek and even memorize a telephone book's pages within minutes and recite all the information very quickly because he was a real intelligent genius.
So let's dive right in to learn more about John von Neumann. The questions we'll be addressing today include what is his background and how was his early life?
Why is Neumann significant?
And lastly, what impact did Neumann have?
So let's get started. What is his background and how was his early life? Neumann was born on December 28th in 1903 in Hungary. He was always known to be an amazing person and a prodigy from a very young age, and that actually led him to become one of the world's most important and impactful mathematicians at a very early age. He actually pursued his passion at, in his early 20s. And although his parents were very well off, it had nothing to do with how smart and intelligent he was and how successful he had become because he studied at very prestigious schools from a very young age, including Swiss Federal Institute in Zurich and in the University of Budapest, earning a chemical engineering degree in 1925 and a postdoctorate in mathematics in 1926. So he was very well educated and he earned all the career opportunities he received throughout his lifetime.
Right, so now let's talk about why Neumann was significant. So Neumann was a very significant person because his established papers were very prominent all over Europe, and one of his most important papers includes the introduction of transfinite ordinals that he published in 1923. Another one of his important papers includes the axiomatization of set theory, which he published 2 years later in 1925. This paper caught the eye of David Hilbert, a well-known German mathematician, to recognize his accomplishments. So in this season, remember we talked about Shannon and Turing. And something interesting about Neumann is that he actually worked with both of them in his career. So don't forget to check out our episodes on Turing and Shannon because they were also very important people in the history of computer science, just like Neumann. The recognition he received under Hilbert earned him a career under Hilbert for postdoctoral work at the University of Göttingen. Some of his career options included being a private lecturer at the universities of Berlin and Hamburg. One of his works that he did with Hilbert include the mathematical foundations of quantum mechanics in 1932. And this was a very important paper because Hilbert and Neumann also claimed that it is more accurate than the other quantum mechanical formulations. And although their work was revised later in history, their work was the foundation of the beginning of quantum physics, and they did a wonderful job in setting up the basics.
So, what impact did Neumann have? His significance can be seen by the different events he uh, had to go through during his lifetime. So Neumann lectured at Princeton University, in which he met very prominent figures that inspired him to do what he did and to become a professor in 1933. And he was one of the first professors at the Institute for Advanced Study, also known as IAS, in New Jersey. And one of his most important contributions ever known is the von Neumann algebra, in which he introduced a theory of rings of operators, while also simultaneously working on different hypotheses and theories. Uh, Princeton University is one of the most prestigious colleges to ever be known, and Neumann stands to be a legend because he was able to edit assembly language computer code and easily move among the syllabus that he was given from the university because of his talent and intelligence that he had. But I guess the real question that we need to answer here is, how did he make a difference in the world? Well, something you may not know is that he actually contributed to the idea of hardwiring a computer for the US Army during the World War, and he was able to modify the computer to run as a stored program machine using binary arithmetic. He was a true patriot and he helped during the war, which is a contribution to society that will always be remembered. So we really thank Neumann for his newest contribution, and that ends it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening to our episode about John von Neumann, created by STEM Time with Navya and Aishwarya. We were so happy that you listened to us, and we really hope you guys had a great time. Don't forget to check out our previous episodes and seasons as well.
And before we sign off, we would really like to thank Britannica.com for helping us with this information. Stay tuned for more interesting episodes about more important historical figures in the field of computer science, and we can't wait to see you again. Follow us so you can stay in touch for our bonus for the season. It's a really great surprise. So have an amazing day. Thank you guys, and bye.
Bye, guys.